Hey everybody, real estate ninja. Sorry about that. I have a warning that I want to do for anyone in the military, either current or prior service members, about VA mortgages. VA mortgages, really cool product, but there's some tricky, sneaky stuff going on behind the scenes. And I just got back from a veterans conference to try and figure out what's going on in the industry and how can I help people that have protected our country, people that I believe are underpaid for what they do, and how do I help them become successful and rich? So let's talk about VA mortgages. And there's a handful of things that I want to share with you, all right? So first off, there's something that's going on in the VA loan space that's pretty messed up. And it's very hard to get a VA loan these days because there's these little things that have been put into them. And I'll give you an example: chipped or cracking paint that will actually disqualify a property from getting a VA loan. And a lot of our service members don't have a whole lot of money because they don't get paid a whole lot of money, but they want to have the American dream. They're protecting America and they don't have a lot to put down in these homes. So the VA loan offers great rates. I'm going to get to that though, because it's not what you think. And they offer 0% financing, no mortgage insurance, all kinds of really cool things like that. So first off, if you're having a hard time getting a VA loan because you found your dream house and it's a little bit of a fixer, just a suggestion: think about an FHA conventional mortgage with a low or no down payment, or look into a USDA loan, and then bridge it into a VA loan once you get into it, and then you can cancel out your mortgage insurance. Okay, it's just one little tip right there. Another thing is, and I want to throw that link down below for you to check this company before you get a VA loan. Check their rates, and I dare you go and get like 3 or 4 other quotes. I dare you to try and find a quote that's lower than them, and this is why. There are some companies that are doing some pretty shady stuff in the military. First off, I can't say who they are because they'll probably come after me because they don't want you knowing this. They're spending a lot of money on advertising all around the military base. And then what they're doing is they are hiring ex-military members that are super high ranking. And they have the trust of the community, the military community. And they bring them on as a board of advisors. You can actually look up, this is very public, you can look up these large mortgage lenders that specialize or they do VA loans. And they've got these board of advisors. And they go around the country and they talk about how great this loan product is. What they don't tell you, and actually the board of advisors, these people from the military, actually don't know what's going on, more than likely. What they do is they price in a higher rate because of all the advertising they're doing. And I went and did some loan comparisons. And on average, you'll see that link down below. If you want to buy a house, they're probably going to be between 0.37 and 0.51 lower as far as mortgage interest on the exact same loan product, the exact same thing. And on a $500,000 mortgage, that saves on that, half a point, around 147 or 174. We did the math earlier. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, we did it right here. It's a difference between $2,800 and $28 or $2,761. So you guys do the math. That's fast math for me. Like I said, I wrote down a bunch of notes. And, $150 savings for just knowing to go through a different bank that's not a mortgage broker, that's not advertising at the military bases and hiring all of these ex-military members to pump it up is a lot of savings. Another thing, let me see, there's a bunch of things I wanted to share with you. So these specialized loan companies that are doing VA mortgages, it's pretty specialized because most banks do not do VA loans. And so it's really important when you're doing VA loans to go and get multiple quotes. As a matter of fact, can anyone do me a favor? Type yes or no if you are prior or current military, and as you're typing it, thank you so much for your service. I'm really excited because pretty soon I'm compiling stories of all the people that are refinancing their homes right now and people that are buying homes. It may not be the time perfect for me, but the military does not do any kind of financial education. I actually asked a friend of mine, it's a 2-star, if I could go and talk to his brigade about financial education, just an hour-long lecture to all of their new stuff. He said no. I said, I think it's really important that new recruits learn that, you all shouldn't be buying a Hellcat or a Mustang 5.0 or a crotch rocket on payments. It's all about saving the little that you have and using these VA benefits to go make a ton of money. I'm going to get into pretty soon doing a specialized course. I think it's gonna be like $9 for anyone that is a military member or a veteran about how to use VA products to go and make lots of money, because there's VA repos and all kinds of really cool things that you do where you instantly walk in on equity on homes. And I think that's really cool. So anyway, thank you to everybody that's saying yes. It's a prior military. You're awesome. There are some specific programs out there. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the company that the link is to for the VA mortgages, they'll know about this. You want to talk about credit upgrades or a fresh start where you have low credit. And a lot of military members aren't told this when they go in for a VA loan, that their credit may be subpar, because some mortgage underwriters will not underwrite a mortgage for veterans with credit scores under. The one company I was talking to is a massive company, one of the largest in the country. They said they wouldn't go under 670 points. And my buddy told me that he just did a military member that had 410 or 420. Like, that's crazy. This is the point. I want you to go and fix your credit really fast. It actually doesn't take much work. And there are some brokers that if you ask them, if you're a VA member, say, hey, do you have some kind of internal free system to help dispute some of my credit and get it fixed in the next 90 days? If you can wait 90 days at least to buy a house, you can get an incredible rate, because they'll help you for free to actually get your score higher so that you can get a better loan. But there are a lot of brokers, because they want that quick cash, because they're making money off of you making a decision if you're going to use them or not. They want to get you in now. They don't want you to, and they're going to charge you more interest. And because most military members don't go get a second or third quote, they're actually leaving hundreds of dollars on the table, which equates to tens of thousands of dollars of additional interest paid for just the next 5 or 6 years of that mortgage. So it is incredibly important that you go and get multiple quotes, because on a VA, you should have pretty much carte blanche, an awesome experience, like zero interest, freaking everything's rock and roll, and you don't pay any, not zero interest, but zero fees, and a low interest rate, zero down payment if you want. And that's why it's set up there. But there are companies that are taking advantage, because the education gap is very wide for military members with finance. And so you want to go and get multiple quotes. That's really what I wanted to talk to you about. I can't say that the loan companies that are doing this, just know that there is such a massive gap between the rates. One VA loan rate is not the same as another, and they'll tell you all day long, oh, it's because your credit or because of where the house is. No, what they're doing is, because of their advertising, they're actually increasing the interest rate. They're stacking it into loan. And over the term, I mean, if they charge you just 0.5% more and you keep that mortgage for 10 years, it is astronomical how much extra you just spent because you didn't get a second quote. So take a look at the one down below, and do not use them unless you go and get other quotes. I cannot stress that enough. I want you to have such an awesome experience, and I want you saving so much dang money that you let everybody know the links down below. I mean, or in the comments below. All right. Okay. Hopefully you have an awesome day. The Real Estate Ninja is out.